Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, show that takes a look at the players that have been linked with a summer move to Arsenal. Going to kick off today with yet another rumour of a player leaving Arsenal. Yesterday, we had Oxlade-Chamberlain going to Chelsea, which, as I said yesterday, I think is an utter load of rubbish. And the one that comes up today now is Jack Wilshere, that apparently Manchester City are about to table a bid of £30 million for the Arsenal star. £30 million for Jack Wilshere. For starters, they'd be having an absolute laugh if that's the sort of money that they'd be looking to cough up for a top-class player like Jack Wilshere, who just proved the other day, you know, for Arsenal, for England in that game, just how good he is. And £30 million for one of Arsenal's top star players, English player, only 23 years of age. I mean, absolute, forget it, City. Forget it. And you know, the thing that makes me laugh about this is that apparently City are looking at it that they need to get their homegrown contingent up. They've, of course, sold Milner and they need to have more homegrown players. Then why don't you go and get some of those players out of the academy you've got? They've just built this magnificent academy up there. They've got all these fantastic facilities. I was arguing this same point with a Chelsea fan 2 days ago. You've got all these great youth teams. I mean, Chelsea's youth team, they won the Youth Cup. This Chelsea fan was, he rung me up the other day, a friend of mine, and he rung me up the other day, he's boasting about how their youth team had won a cup and their senior team had won a cup. But as I said to him, how many of your youth players are ever going to make it to your first team? Chelsea, for instance, have just about to sign Falcao when they've got Bamford, who's one of their youth products, voted player of the season in the Championship, and they still don't want to put him in the team because all they want to do is just buy the best players and just build it. There's nothing organic about those teams. The same thing with Manchester City. Come on, there must be a player in your system that you can bring through. No, they want that homegrown player to be Jack Wilshere or to be Sterling. And I just think, I look at clubs like them and I just like, plastic, fake, sorry. And the good thing about Arsenal this season is that they don't have to sell Jack Wilshere. Jack Wilshere is, you know, just getting back to fitness. He's had horrific injuries. He knows that he's a hero at Arsenal. We all love him, especially after that celebration. For instance, coincidentally, for which he got fined £40,000 yesterday, which is absolutely ridiculous, by the way. But Jack knows that he's an absolute hero at Arsenal. So he knows that he'll probably be the Arsenal captain one day. He's grown up at Arsenal Football Club. And we don't need to sell. We do not need to sell Jack Wilshere. It's not like years gone by where we'd see all of our best players like Fabregas, etc. As soon as one of those big spending clubs comes in and puts in a deal, they'd be on their way out. We don't have to do that no more. So I think every Arsenal fan out there can safely just kick back, relax. Oxlade-Chamberlain's not going nowhere. Jack Wilshere's not going nowhere. Manchester City are having a laugh. And as I said, if you want homegrown talent, City, go and find something out of your excellent academy that you've got up there and your excellent youth setup and give one of those kids a chance instead of just trying to spend your way out of trouble every time. Enough of that rant there. Another player that's been linked very heavily to Arsenal, well, probably at the start of the window, it would have been the deal that I thought to myself, right, this is the obvious deal. This is the one that I think is definitely going to get done. But the landscape's changed. Francis Coquelin's had a great season. And now as well, the price of this player and the fact that Manchester United are also hovering is Morgan Schneiderlin. £24 million now, Southampton are saying. That is the price. If you want Morgan Schneiderlin, it's £24 million or nothing. I think he's got a couple of years left on his contract. So Southampton, you know, in a position of power. Schneiderlin obviously wants to leave. He wants to play Champions League football. He's made that very clear. He wanted to go last season, but he stayed on. But he'd love to get into a team where he's going to play at the top level, Champions League. every French player is also looking at it that they've got the Euros coming up at the end of the season, which is going to be on home soil. They all want to play in that. So they all want to play a season at a top club where they can really put themselves into the shop window. And Schneiderlin definitely falls into that category. But 24 million, is Schneiderlin worth 24 million? Had a good season last year. Is he worth 24 million? That is a bit of a hefty price for him. But I suppose in today's market and the sort of money that these clubs are making now, I suppose maybe it's reasonable. But I think Schneiderlin, if we got Schneiderlin, I'll be more than happy with a good addition to Arsenal's team. Again, strengthening that midfield backup. And I say backup at the moment, as far as I'm concerned, to Francis Coquelin, because he's done nothing wrong. But Schneiderlin will cost Arsenal 24 million plus if we're going to want to go and get him. And of course, as I said, Manchester United also very, very interested in getting him. Another player that's sort of come out of nowhere today, been linked with Arsenal. According to Marca, the publication over there in Spain, Arsenal have bid for this player, and that's Hector Moreno. Moreno, Mexican international, also plays for Espanyol over there in Spain. 27 now he is. The price, we're being told, is about 20 million euros. And Marca are saying that Arsenal have bid for Moreno. I know that Arsenal have looked at Moreno before in the past, but I'd be really surprised, to be honest, if this is true, if Arsenal have bid for Moreno, because I don't know, from what I'm kind of seeing and the kind of noises I'm hearing coming out of Arsenal is that they're kind of content with their back four. They feel that Gabriel Paulista is going to be a real big star next season. They've also, of course, got Koscielny. They've got Mertesacker, very experienced defenders, and also Callum Chambers. And then even talking the other night to Ivan Gazidis, he was pointing out the fact that both Debuchy and both Debuchy, look, it slipped by. You know what? This happens when you do something live sometimes. And Monreal, right? Monreal slipping my mind for a minute. Apologies, Nacho Monreal. Both of those players can play in that centre-back position if need be as well. So I really can't see Arsenal going in for Hector Moreno, who, to be fair, is a decent defender. I wouldn't class him as a real top-quality defender. I really can't see Arsenal investing their money in that area where they really feel they are covered, and they're looking for Paulista to really step up in that area. So, again, I can't see that, but Marca reporting that today. Another player that's been linked today is a Belgian player, Yuri Tielemans. He plays for Anderlecht. He's only 18 years of age. Midfield player, we've been told his price would be about £14.3 million. And Arsenal are interested in bringing him. He's a very, very talented player. Lots of clubs across Europe have been looking at him, and also apparently been scouting him for quite a while. But again, the midfield area is so congested. I mean, we've even got midfield players, like youth players, as we know, with Zalalem and guys like that are trying to break into that area. So I'm not sure about this one. He's a very, very talented player. And you know what Arsenal are like? They're always on the lookout to try and bring in the best talent from around the world. And Tielemans does fit into that category. But I'm not sure if this is the sort of player that they'll be moving for that sort of price. Again, as I said, it looks more to me that they're trying to bring in some real top quality players. So I'm not really sure about that. And another midfielder, excuse me, another midfielder that's been linked with Arsenal today is a midfielder who plied his trade in the Premier League for Newcastle, and that is Yohan Cabaye. Cabaye, of course, plays now for Paris Saint-Germain. Hasn't had a very successful time of it. Has found it very hard to get into the team. Of course, when he was playing over here for Newcastle, he was an excellent player. Tough player in that midfield, scores goals as well. He's got a great shot on him. And as I said, a very, very tough tackling, no-nonsense player in midfield, but also very skillful, very talented. The only thing that counts against him now is his age. He's 29 years of age. I think a couple of years ago would have been a perfect fit for Arsenal, but now I'm not sure. I'm not sure, once again, if Arsenal really require the services of Yohan Cabaye. He's also, of course, wanted back up at Newcastle, wanted by Spurs, and also wanted by Alan Pardew, who used to manage him, excuse me, at Crystal Palace. So going to be very interesting to see where Yohan Cabaye ends up, but he's been linked with a move to Arsenal. As I said again, I'm not sure. I think that's past now. You know, at one stage, yes, perfect fit for Arsenal, but I really don't think that that's going to happen now. Let's get into some of your comments from yesterday. I asked you the question on yesterday's show about Gonzalo Higuain. I asked you that question. I said, is he world class? I mean, you know, the chairman or president at Napoli talking about 70-odd million pounds for Higuain. I mean, is he anywhere near that sort of category? Let's see what you guys, sorry, I've got a bit of frog in my throat today. Let's see what you guys had to say. Geordie Collingwood said, he said, I believe that we missed the boat in terms of signing Higuain. He said, he just isn't the world-class striker he used to be. He's operated and wouldn't bring anything to the table Giroud couldn't do. If we want to win the league, we need to get somebody like Karim Benzema, he says. So he's not convinced that he's world-class. Thomas Scrimshaw simply says he is not good enough, right? That's what he says. Adam Shearer says, Higuain, he's all right, he says, but we won't win the league with him, so he's not convinced. Eric Kimona says he's not a world-class player, but he's different than Welbeck and Giroud. The baddest comedy gamer says Higuain is a top-class striker. He's done some wonderful stuff at Napoli, and I think that he's still got it in his locker. So he still rates Higuain. Zaki Zeng says, am I seriously the only one that wants Dzeko or Jovetic or Negredo as good options? He said they're much better than Giroud or Welbeck. Are they? Are they? Why is Stefan Jovetic, right, better than Welbeck? Why? He's gone to Manchester City. He's totally flopped. Look at Welbeck's had a decent first season, right? All right, he didn't get as many goals as we hoped. He's been England's top scorer this calendar year. I mean, why is Stefan Jovetic better? Why is Dzeko better at the moment than Giroud? No, I'm sorry, I'm not having that. I'm sorry, I'm not having that. Hazwan says, if you can't get anyone, let's get Eduardo Vargas. He's a good finisher and good with the ball as well. Eduardo Vargas? No, I'm sorry. I mean, yes, he scored that goal the other night for Chile, and he's done well for Chile. But when he came to Queen's Park Rangers, he couldn't even get into their team. That says a lot. Vargas is not the sort of standard of player that Arsenal are using. Would be an impact player off the bench at best at Arsenal. Sorry, Eduardo Vargas, no way. Hussein Hamid says, yes, Gonzalo Higuain is a world-class player. People say bad things about Gonzalo because he lost some chances in the World Cup final. He says, well, of course, he could have not have won the World Cup for his country on his own. And I think that's a very good point that he makes there. He didn't have the greatest of World Cup, and a lot of people do look at that. But you can't just judge it off of that. Deadly Shot YT says, the only forwards I'd be happy with us getting is Zlatan Ibrahimovic or Lacazette, he says. Or some of the unlikely ones like Lewandowski or Marco Reus. And Hishranif says, if Higuain was world-class, he will be the first choice striker along with Aguero in Argentina. But he is not. And that is a simple fact. And I like that one. You know what? He's probably right there. He's probably right there. I think that Higuain is a top striker, but I'm not sure if he's world class. Hikrish, I hope I pronounced your name right. I like that. You're going to get yourself one of these Puma t-shirts, all right? So this is going to be winging its way to you. Make sure you email us and give us your details. So well done to you, Ikramish. Thanks for watching Transfer Daily today. We'll be back tomorrow with more transfer rumours. The one I'm really waiting on at the moment is Petr Cech. It's still bubbling up. Maybe we could even hear something clear on that before the end of this week. Let's keep our fingers crossed.